Hi Kiwi and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. Here's our Arcana setup for the day. We are not doing a Fate Swim run. I'm going to be taking the Aspect of Mel on the Black Coat. And we're going to be going for a 10 Fear run in the overworld. We're not going to be doing a dash only run this time, just by taking this aspect. I figure we'll do a legit run this time. Although I am hoping for Nexus Sprint here.
They said you weren't cut out for being above ground. Some underworld curse holding you back. I'd not believe the hearsay for a moment, and sure enough, perhaps they merely fear your potential.
Don't think of that. All right, so, okay. So we get the lowest level sprint. Honestly, kind of appealing to find one of these two. I guess I'll take our attack because our dash attack does do a good amount of AoE. We'll find a different sprint boon, and that's fine. The attack was just too good to pass up, in my opinion. Anyway, so as far as real-time news goes, or real-world news goes, I, and Kiwi also, unfortunately, may have just eaten a rotten apple. So if I have to abandon the run for emergency bathroom needs, forgive me. It was an unfortunate, what's the word? The Trojan horse of apples, if you will, since we're in the Greek mythos. It was a candied apple that looked absolutely delightful on the outside. Chocolate coating, caramel center, some cute little pearl sprinkles, you know, the works.
You're just outside the Aethera gates, aren't you? That city is beyond salvation. I know they used to worship your mother and father there, but still. If it were up to me alone, I'd sweep the place away and start anew.
Alright, let's see what we get Apollo-wise. Cast, gain. Honestly, his gain boon isn't bad here. I might take that. Supernova's funny. His base cast isn't that exciting. Honestly, my goal in this run is to try and get the Hephaestus and Ares duo boons with Hera, just because I haven't gotten their duos before. So I think, why don't we lock in Lucid Gain, because the other two don't have amazing gain boons, and I fear that Born Gain will be really good, and I don't want to take it, I guess. I don't know. Hestia, Apollo, we didn't get any of the gods that I was hoping for duos with, so I could try re-rolling. I'm not foreseeing a Selene run, but we'll start with the hammer and we'll get the other Hera boon and then go from there, I think. Or maybe I re-roll, I'll see if there's a mini-boss. If there's a mini-boss, I might try and re-roll that first. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately that candied apple that Kiwi and I both got, we each got one. It looked so good on the outside, and then you bite into it and you're like, wow, this tastes really boozy, very fermented. My tongue was burning, and it took me a bit of more time than I'd like to admit to acknowledge the fact that that was the case, and I committed to eating probably about half the apple before I looked at the core and saw that, oh, it's a weird color, and that would explain the burning sensation on my tongue. Your mega special locks on faster and uses less magic. Your specials bounce twice. Your specials briefly gain 5 power up against the same foe. We're not really planning to build a special build, so that's not ideal. I guess I'll take Sudden Salvo and see what we get on it. I don't think it really mattered. Toppy is squeaking at me. She must have brought me a toy. He brought me a green puffball. Thank you, Toppy. Anyway, so let's see. What do I want here? You know what? Does the Sunworshipper come from the duo between Hera and Apollo? I forget. Let me check this real quick, because if Apollo has a good duo with her, I will go for it here. Yeah, Sunworshipper. Okay, so yeah, we'll lock in more Apollo, because Sunworshipper is just kind of busted. As much as I love Hestia here, I am going to reroll her, but we'll reroll Poseidon first.
This one.
Apollo, okay, we'll leave that, and we'll see what the other Hestia can reroll into. Poseidon, all right, let's try one more reroll. Okay, I think we're just committed to the Hestia Apollo boons, and then we'll go from there. The game has decided that as much as you want to fill that Fated Prophecy out with the, with the duo boons that you mentioned, we're just not going to get it this run. We might be able to get one still. If I were going to pick, I think, frankly, neither Hephaestus nor Ares duo with Hera is that great. I think I'd rather Hephaestus just for the defense boons that he can offer as a secondary, and we'll go Ares another run, I suppose. So I think we've got our plan. We'll go Hephaestus and just take whatever fourth god ends up showing up some point on the run.
Hear me on my authority.
Nova's special. Okay, I could make that work. 100% more damage on a very fast charging special seems decent. I don't know if the AoE increase really does much for us, though. Could take perfect images for the free 10% damage up, though. Let's see, we said Hef. I think I kind of want to have special, just because I'm really not planning on building. It's not a good idea. All right, I guess I'll take the special. I don't know if that was the right choice, Kiwi. We're just gonna roll with it. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter. We have 4 Death Defiances with Tulip, not to mention Strength card as a backup. Like, I took a super safe run so I can focus on commentary. Speaking of which, back to commentary on hopefully not my impending gastrointestinal demise, but rather Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. Again, spoilers ahead. I'm going to be talking about the characters of the manager and Desdemona and Nancy in this one. Possibly Alan. I don't know if I'm going to have time to squeeze in all of those given my propensity for getting distracted so easily during any form of commentary I offer. Honestly, maybe I should have rolled for Apollo's Dash Boon. Oh well, we'll take more Apollo. We'll probably try and soup up our cast at this point. Get his secondary cast boons if we can. We've got very solid damage, actually. Anyway, so let's start with the manager, who's just such a very interesting character. I love how very early on in the story they allude to the manager being some kind of, you do not want to meet this guy, because if you meet this guy, things are bad. But you do actually briefly in the very start of the book get to see what the manager looks like, although you wouldn't know without having found out later in the story, I suppose, or without having some degree of foresight. Solar Ring, Blinding Rush, Light Smite. I'll take Light Smite. Objectively the worst option on the list, I think, there, but I really do like Light Smite. Well, having Daze going for us is pretty decent for survivability, especially since I'm clearly going to be taking more hits than I care to take. Anyway, so the manager is for a while kind of purported as this big looming entity that you don't know much about, but you know you have this constant sense of threat. And I think they did a really good job in the writing of the story when he actually is introduced to emphasize the fact that he is kind of spooky scary, to be honest. He is portrayed as this kind of eldritch-esque deer-like creature who takes the form of a small child that just has unnatural mannerisms when encountered.
Olympus, I accept this message.
He has a very cool sounding design. One of the weird things he does later in the story, and I won't give context for what it does, but he effectively creates a heart for someone by having them eat a flower that you pluck from his antlers. And that just sounds really weird and creepy and cool all at the same time. Sunworshipper needs Nexus Rush or Engagement Ring. Got it. So we got neither of those. I'm going to roll for it then.
I choose otherwise.
Nexus Rush was our goal from the start, so we'll go ahead and verify that and take it. There we go. We don't really need to... Nexus Rush really isn't that great for this because I took the attack. We already have a pretty reliable means of getting hitched on enemies, but the Dash Boon is very solid. So having both that and the special for damage now is pretty decent, I would say. Like, our early game damage is good. I'm worried about our late game damage. We're going to depend on Sunworshipper a lot, I imagine. Okay, so I think we have one more Apollo boon potentially.
Let's get the lay of the land.
See, we got 2 more boons, so we take Apollo. I guess I'll roll the Hestia room and see what we get. Oh, there's Ares. Perfect. Okay, so I guess we're going for sure Ares, and then we can lock in Hephaestus and potentially still have a chance of getting both. I guess there's no chance for us to get both duo boons at this point unless we get a sacrifice boon from probably would be preferably Hera's attack, I suppose, although I'm not necessarily convinced I want either of those, frankly. But yeah, I guess Hera's attack is probably the best one to give up in this context, although I'll have to confirm what the duos actually offer. I actually use my Omega attack to block an attack. I never do that successfully with this weapon, so feeling good. I'm getting a better sense of how to play this character reliably. Or not this character, this weapon, I suppose. All right, Ares, what have you got?
I understand you are somehow still able to confront the father of all monsters here. So then his raging spirit yet remains in some dark recesses of time. Would that I could look upon him there.
All right, let's see. Cast, Blood Spree. Let's confirm what we need for the duo between these two. And I guess we can also confirm what we get duo-wise from the other gods, too. So Hephaestus, Coffin Nail. I guess we could take his cast. His cast would work for this. What about for his duo with Hera? Duo with Hera, we have both Nexus Rush or Sworn Strike, so that's fine. Coffin Nail, if we're going to go for that, any of Hephaestus' boons would work. And then for Apollo, Cutting Edge. So if we keep Lucid Game, we'll be good. So basically, we are set for any of these. We want Ares' cast, I think makes the most sense. So we'll take Sword Ring here.
Peace can wait.
Does temporarily lock us out of a Hephaestus duo, but hopefully we get a sacrifice boon offered for the attack.
More pylons.
If we're offered it for the special, that will work too, I believe. So we'll take what we can get. We need one more room. Or am I missing? All right, we'll take the last Apollo room. That's fine. Or not. Barrier said we're not going that way. Bail out real quick because everything was about to explode there. Jeez. All right, so anyway, so the manager, I think the thing I like most about the manager, aside from just the foreshadowing of his like ever looming threat, is more so the fact that when he finally is introduced, you can still feel that threat. And then on top of that, he doesn't seem to be a creature without reason, but he's much a stickler for the rules largely, with a very clearly portrayed understanding of human interactions, which makes him inherently fascinating to see written out and played out as this effectively eldritch horror-esque character on top of just being, well, effectively someone who can say, I disagree with you, and that's all that matters, and sending you on your way to the next step of the afterlife. Basically, at no point is it clear. It is constantly made clear that when he is present, you do what he says, but unfortunately, he's up against our whiny bitch of a main character, so he's got his work cut out for him.
At least this was a shorter delivery for your trusted boatman, compared with having to drag our boons all the way into the underworld. Although, he probably prefers it there.
You would think the manager would know how to argue against a lawyer, but unfortunately he did lose that fight pretty badly when all is said and done. Let's see, Bridaloo, let's take that, hope it hits something fun. Hits the cast. Okay, we were planning on building around it anyway, sort of, if we got the duos going, so why not?
Renewed.
Do I want magic? Nah, I don't want magic. Oh, I don't think I need armor either. We're not tanky
You
per
heard
se,
that, didn't you?
but I think we're fine.
You could have had my friendship, a couple of my sheep, but instead, you spit my eye.
Which one? The ones on your nipples or the sleep mask? Because you don't actually have an eye, to my understanding.
I have done no such thing. I merely need access to the docks. Yet you insist on getting in my way.
Put yourself in my sandals. What would you do? You'd say, I don't like the way you're treating me. I am gonna eat you.
Sir, you are very clearly part of the We Do Not Wear Shoes club that I established in a previous episode. Where are your sandals, sir? Where are your sandals that you're talking about? I call bullshit. There are no sandals to be spoken of. Let's see. Our cast does not our cast. Our special does decent damage. I feel like I'm probably not going to be terribly playing around it, but I can at least humor the thought of it not being completely a train wreck. I could have done anything to dodge that, and I chose to walk face first into it instead. There's no avoiding this, so I may as well just commit to the damage. Interesting, he still gets the damage off there despite having been phased. Some bosses like Kronos will just like give up their attack animation if they are phased. I guess not in the case here. We have surprisingly solid damage for the first area, I would say. I mean, that is the power of pitch, I suppose. If you have good AoE, you just melt things.
You little...
Good AoE and good targets to hit with that AoE, I suppose.
Sleep well, Cyclops.
So I guess we'll lock in Hephaestus's keepsake for the next floor. What else can I say about the... Oop, I missed a point of interest. Oh well. Alright, let's see. Hephaestus. This one? Nope, that's Ares. There we are. Adamant Shard. Hephaestus keepsake. Cool. And anything fun going into the next floor? Oh, random boon. Okay, this comes in 3 encounters. Hopefully we will get our Hephaestus boon offered before we get that mystery boon, because otherwise we might be locked into a 5-god run, which is not ideal. We somehow... Oh! By mining that ore, we got a random fire infusion, so now we have self-healing active. That's awesome. All right. So, is there anything else I want to say about the manager in the short term? I suppose I appreciate that he is willing to listen to reason, even if it's against a very fighty bitch like Wallace. But I think it made the manager even more interesting because you could tell that there is a higher power than the manager, despite this cosmic horror adjacent creature looming down upon our main characters, having literally effectively deleted the existence of someone that we had as a point of conflict not too much before, and then my gosh, he oozed threat. It was so fun to just read what he was doing and how he was exuding like this pressure on everyone. The descriptions of people just being incredibly uncomfortable.
Whatever it is, everybody here has got their own idea, but I reckon Typhon's gone and Kronos he's touched in the head, so all in all, not bad.
Kronos probably got a head pat here or there. Let's see, Uncanny Fortitude, honestly, pretty solid survival boon. I might take that. Means we won't get his keepsake rarify something, but I'm not going to complain about Uncanny Fortitude here. 30% more HP based on max magic.
Need to get off this
That gave us a Centaur Heart worth of HP, which will probably be overkill for our needed survivability, but if I don't have to dance around with death, I'd rather not, you know? Unless it's Thanatos. I don't mind dancing with Thanatos. Kiwi, do you think Thanatos would be a good dancer? I feel like he would be. Alright, here's hoping another Hef boon. I would like Hef's special, but we get Hera instead. Duo? Duo? No duo. Proper upbringing. While you have at least 2 of every element, I think we can do that. We only need 1 more water infusion, and there's a decent chance we can make that happen. Alternatively, Hitch dealing more damage is really not bad for this build. We're doing a lot of Hitch damage, but I think proper upbringing, what would that actually benefit? We have effectively no common boons. Oh wait, she does have a thing that I think she has a boon that makes it if you have no common boons, you do more damage or something like that, I think. I don't know, it's fun to get an infusion, let's lock it in. Plus, if we get her legendary at some point, we'll get even more infusion boons and we won't have to worry about it taking that one. I would love to see Hera's legendary on this boon, on this run, but I think we're missing another core boon. Actually, no, you know what? We might not be, because we have several boons from her, including 2 core boons, so there's a possibility we could see Hera's legendary on this run, and I would be more than happy to take Hera's legendary over a duo, because I imagine that's just harder to pull off in the long run. Anyway, focusing in. I guess, maybe, let me talk about the manager in relationship to Alan, I guess, because that was another interesting point. So, Alan is a character who is not part of the story, not part of the main cast for very long. He is another ghost who joins Wallace and crew in the tea house upon having been murdered. And this makes him a very interesting character because whereas Wallace's death was by heart attack and therefore a more passive process overall, still with its own need for coming to terms and such, Alan's was a struggle, he got shanked in the belly, I think, or something like that, and you can hear the frantic hurt and panic, and just Alan is a very interesting contrast to Wallace because he shows up at a point in the story where Wallace had really had time to get to know the other characters and learn from them and become, wholesome isn't the word I want to use, but more compassionate, that's the word. He became more compassionate. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a nectar while we're here because we haven't yet.
You can fly wherever you want now, but I'm glad you didn't go so far I couldn't catch up. Here, in light of your godlike wings, a little gift.
Oh, come on. Just because I've been flying around near Olympus doesn't mean I get to feast like I'm from there. But maybe with your permission, hey? You know what? I've got something for you too.
Hey, one of my favorite keepsakes that I have somehow not gotten until our 45th run of the night, 45th night.
Is this one of your inventions? Amazing.
Random bonus hammer that's permanent for the whole run. Hooray. Love it.
Creatures on these ships don't have their wits, but they hit hard. I know you're good and everything, better than good. It's just, if things go bad, what happens to you then?
The first thing Headmistress taught me was how not to give in. If my strength is failing me, I use it to return to Shadow whence I came. Almost a reflex at this point.
And then at the crossroads, you're up and about by the following night, raring to go. Too bad you can't return to Shadow back to where you left off.
Yeah, that would be convenient. I bet a mod could do that. Let's see, special boon gains +3 levels, but you prime magic. Honestly, not the worst thing. I'm really not using that much magic. Your Omega moves deal 50 damage in an area when they hit foes, but use 10 magic. That could be crazy if each individual rocket triggers that. Ooh, okay, I'm tempted. 10 more magic is more doable than 35 prime, maybe? I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, we have lucid gains, so that's fine. Or nah, volatile coating is whatever. Okay, I think I'm going to take explosive intent. If this works the way it sounds like it might, it's going to be busted with our special.
Cheers, Icarus.
If only I could whisk you clear across the sea rips that Poseidon carved out. But we mustn't get spotted working too closely together. And besides, you're helping us with every deck you swab. So cheers!
Swab the deck, matey. Let's see. Omega moves are faster. That would let us charge up the Omega special even faster. So I think I'm going to go that route. Yeah, we'll take that. So it's a shame that I didn't take the bouncing special now, because if Icarus's boon works the way I hoped it would, that would be busted.
Circe's Island.
Of bees, fang and feather, tuft of wool, dusky wing and horn of bull.
Take a candle and make it pull.
Skin of snake, lemon juice and sand of lake.
Doug Trio used earthquake.
Sap of oak, stand aside and let it soak.
I am wearing the black coke.
Oh, you're back.
Wait. Oh wait. Coat. How did my brain decide that coat and coke rhymed? Oh boy. Oh boy. Never mind. I as always, my improv game names work. Here, my Katamari playthrough for real-time evidence of that. All right, we'll give her a nectar too.
Good heavens, more for me? I'm unaccustomed to receiving gifts here on my little isle, though I'm pleased to try and get more used to it, if you must so insist.
Take my nectar, lady.
Insist is a strong word, madam, but I would like for you to have this, yes. Perhaps it will help you perfect your own recipe, or while away a pleasant night should one arise.
Our Lady Hecate would sometimes tell me of your progress, and let on that you attuned to the altar of ashes at long last. How marvelous! For the Arcana have so much to offer us.
Yes, and that's why Keepsakes lets us do that too.
Through grasping the Arcana, I've discovered strength I never realized I had. To think I used to use our altar merely to collect my thoughts.
Collecting one's thoughts is valuable enough. Mine own, at least, are prone to scattering.
Mine too.
As for your innate strength and magical acuity, perchance we shall discover even more.
The chance you can give me a really fun boon for the night. Oh, we've got two different things. Your spiritual benefit, the spiritual benefit your animal provides is stronger this night, so I could get an extra death defiance. Restore 50% of your max HP now, and any percent healing magic effects are 25% stronger. Neither of these are terribly important for this run, I would say. We could use the HP. I don't know. I feel like Death Defiance here doesn't matter that much, so I might just sit on that. There are going to be so many instances where the animal connection being buffed will be good. So I'll take the healing.
Little pigs.
Oh my goodness, I am fast. I didn't realize how fast I was. Thank you. Bye, Cersei. So Alan arrives in the tea house in quite a state. Very, very fighty. He's very, I almost want to call him, confrontational might honestly be putting it a little too lightly for him. He actively antagonizes a number of characters, and unlike Wallace, who kind of had this snarky antagonism to him on his first night there, where he, like I was talking about before, he went around going, "Oh, I'm dead, I'm a ghost, hey May, wake up, I'm dead." Bye. Like, Wallace, or rather, Alan has a lot more kind of violent tendencies, and he takes great interest in learning how the dead in this book can still kind of interact with their environment, and he's looking to do it to cause harm, potentially. I can't talk about Alan without talking about Nancy, so Nancy is probably one of the saddest stories in the entire book, and it definitely is one of those it hurts to think about her character arc a little bit, because Nancy's story is her daughter died of cancer, I believe. I think an a bone cancer of some sort. Let's see, who's easier to deal with here? I forget, honestly. I think I'll take Hef first because he can give us defensive options. All right. Security system, honestly, probably amazing. Yeah, let's take security system. I can run in and just do damage.
My dear brother has been chosen over me before, and neither did I appreciate it then.
Somehow I didn't realize they were brothers, but okay.
Had to do it.
Anyway, so all right, hold on. Does this trigger multiple times? Let's see. Doesn't look like it does, I think. Oh well, that's a shame. I guess the Omega Special only counts once. I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh boy, Ares actually hurts. Where was I? So, I have completely lost my train of thought. My goodness, Kiwi. Okay, so Nancy's story. Basically, she lost her daughter to a cancer of some sort, I believe, if not some sort of terminal illness that was really unfortunate, because it's one of those instances of, you know, this person is going to die, there is nothing that can be done for them, and you are watching them slowly wither away due to circumstances completely outside of their own control, and it hurts to watch. It is the painful threat and looming of death that you cannot avoid.
My work at times requires me to side against my kin. You understand, of course.
Made manifest to a mother who wants nothing but the best for her child, and it hurts to read that story. And what happens is, when this girl passes away, she is brought to Charon's Crossing, the tea house where all of this story takes place. And somehow, her mother kind of senses their connection somehow and ends up finding her way to the tea house. And in a unfortunate series of events, she kind of recognizes that her daughter in some way was in this tea house. Because again, in this book, the dead do have some sort of impact on the living, or can interact with the living world despite being ghosts and largely unable to interact with it. And the little girl seeing her mother there goes into a bit of a tantrum. She's breaking down, desperately trying to have her mother realize that she's there. And of course, they can't really break that boundary. They can't really fully connect. Both of them know each other are there in some capacity, but that's only a feeling. They can't act on it, I suppose, is how I would phrase it. And the result of this is the Reaper at the time, the predecessor to May, gets really annoyed at this girl for having such an emotional outburst.
I know through your headmistress of your vision in which Kronos found and captured the three fates. This must have been a key component of his plan, but it does not change ours. The Silver Sisters never cede control.
And as a result of his frustration, Moonwater is objectively the best option here, but Night Bloom would be really funny if we do get some Sunworshipper because they synergize so well together. I think I'll take Moonwater. No, I'm super. I have so much survivability. Let's take Night Bloom. It's not a really good path of stars for it, so probably not going to see it get to the point where it's busted, but it doesn't hurt to try, you know? Anyway, so this Reaper at the time who had no patience for a little girl crying desperately to find her mother again. Let's see, I have enough coin for all of this, I think. That's 275, 375. Okay, yeah. I think I'd buy all of it, honestly. Yeah, I'll take the palm.
I'll take it.
Okay, Mal agrees. We'll take it. I go put anything that's on the special because our special is actually doing a fair bit of damage. Any duos? Any duos? Nope. Still no duos. Unlucky. Let's see what we need. Maybe I'm missing a precursor. Let's see. Glorious Disaster, no. All right, we've got both precursors for Sunworshipper, so we're set there. We have got nothing for Hephaestus. We do have for Ares. Okay. Maybe I take Ares' keepsake on the next run and hope for a good boon with him. Cast size up is fine, I guess. At this point, none of them really matter. I'll take perfect image. It'll give us some damage up. We need the damage up. Might synergize decently well with security system or whatever the early game armor boon we got is. I can go running in for damage.
Fear in the air, you said last time it was like this. Maybe you really are doing some of Nyx's dirty work. In which case, you're way dumber than I thought.
Mel is very smart.
You were invited and expected to be part of the unseen, but you turned your back not only on us, but your mother, and the underworld itself. A price is to be paid for that.
And the price is me punching her in the face.
And you've come to collect. Too bad I've got nothing to give. Unless you take payment in these little metal things that the rail chews up and spits out.
Nah, we'll take your face as the price. Punch! That actually wasn't that big a punch, honestly. Ooh, our special actually does pretty decent damage, I would say. Oh gosh. Whoop. Couldn't dodge that. Oh my goodness, I took so much damage that was entirely unnecessary. Oh well. It is an interesting sound that the coat makes whenever you are charging up your special. It kind of growls, which is just a little uncanny, I would say. My attack does not feel like it's doing very much in the way of damage, as it turns out. At least I don't have to worry about running out of magic. Lucid Gain is doing a great job for that. We're just gonna bail out here. Oh, we got her next phase done. Oh, I thought I almost glided into that. Why is the past tense of glide not glowed? Probably because it sounds really silly in hindsight. Saying that out loud, now I understand. My goodness, we have more damage than I feel like we should. We're doing pretty good DPS. Where are you, Ares? Oh, unlucky for you, you weren't outside of my range. Alright, now you are, but not for long. Oh, goodness. Back her up, Tula got the kill! Oh my goodness, Tula is out for blood on these runs. She has gotten the kill on Typhon, she's gotten the kill on Ares. Our kitty is out for murder.
Fear of the realms.
A very cat of her indeed. Alright, so next we have Olympus. I think we're in a pretty good spot, all things considered. So yeah, let's lock in the Ares keepsake since I can't use Hephaestus anymore. We'll see if we can get at least his duo with someone. Maybe. Would be cool. Probably isn't gonna happen. Can't afford any Hermes things here, so no mystery boon for us, sadly. Alright, on to the next floor. So the where to go from here? So what was I saying? So basically this Reaper, fed up with a screaming child's lamentation of not being able to reconnect with her mother despite being right there, gets frustrated at her screaming and her wailing and forces her through the Whispering Door, forces her to pass on before she had come to terms with her death. And it is an interesting notion just to think about how children deal with death compared to adults. There's this, I mean, of course, children are, by all intents and purposes, innocent. They can't control. No child, in almost any circumstances, is a direct cause of their own death. Well, okay, maybe that's not. I don't know how to phrase this correctly. No child willingly chooses death in almost any circumstance, nor do they have a full concept of what it means to die. Okay, here's our attack chance. Alternatively, we are one Earth boon away from getting a 50% universal damage up, which sounds amazing, but I almost don't want to give up the attack. We're not really depending on the attack for damage anymore, and our sprint easily applies the dash, so I guess I'll take this for the chance at the duo. I don't really know what I'm doing, Kiwi. We're just gonna do it.
Some sacrifices must
simple as that. We're just gonna do it and suffer the consequences, I suppose.
See you.
Anyway, so basically, she is forced through the Whispering Door before she has come to terms with the fact that she has died, before she has consoled the fact that she will never connect with her mother again. And it feels really nasty because it's almost as if, in two ways. One, the mother and the daughter had this looming expectation of death and had her taken earlier than she ever deserved to be taken, and then it happens again, despite the better interest of everyone involved, aside from this really angry Reaper. Honestly, this sounds pretty cool. Counter barrage. After blocking her with your Omega attack, your special auto fires 5 shots, reloading in 3 seconds. I feel like we could do something pretty crazy with that, although shimmering rockets would be cool too, but I'm gonna go with counter barrage. I am using the Omega attack a decent amount. I'm learning how to play with it pretty well, so I'll try and get into the habit of using it more. Anyway, so this story also serves as a really good counterpoint to once again emphasize the looming threat of the manager, because again, since we don't know who or what the manager is yet at this point, all we know is that the manager, in response to this Reaper's malpractice, let's call it, basically just deletes this Reaper from existence. He effectively ceased to ever be. We don't even know if he passes through the Whispering Door. He may not even have the right to an afterlife, effectively, which is just an interesting thought. Let's see, your Hex can be God sent. Your Servant is 25% faster and 30% crit chance. We're not getting there anytime soon. Where's permanent? Let's see. Where's our permanent duration? Okay, so this is where permanent duration comes from, so we'll get that first, because that's really important.
Darkness guide you.
And then there's a Hephaestus boon with a mini-boss sigil, so there's a decent chance we could see a duo here, I think. I don't actually know if we have precursors.
Out of commission again.
I think we have the one with Apollo at the very least. Alright, can we no damage this guy? I suspect not. I'm gonna, oh, well. Man, isn't that impressive how quickly I can just say, I'm gonna try and no damage this boss and immediately just run face first into a giant meaty punch? It literally doesn't matter. We have so much damage and we have so much survivability with all of these Death Defiances left over, especially if I'm gonna use them up in the next second, perhaps. Our cast is doing decent damage, I think, but it's definitely where our special is definitely where it's at right now. All right, Hef, please give us some. We started this run hunting for duos. Please give us a duo. Really, game? Really? All right, let's confirm I even have an option for duo. If we have it, I'm gonna try and roll for it. At least have one for Apollo, right? No, we do not have a single option for a duo here. I should have rolled that gate and tried a different. Oh well. I guess with that in mind, then we'll take heavy metal, I guess. It'll make us do a lot of damage in the first 7 seconds of the floor, I guess. Oh well, I messed up. Plain and simple, I messed up, Kiwi. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, the manager just deletes this guy from existence. It is unclear what actually properly happens to him, but it doesn't matter. You get the sense that the manager can just end a person's existence if he so decides to, and that is terrifying. And I mean, rightly so. He is effectively not a god, although some of the characters might view him as such, but he is probably one step down from god as far as the earthly understanding of the concept. Oh, that's our enemy. That's our ally. Oops. As far as the earthly concepts of this character can be, he is effectively a god in their eyes. Arguably, by his assertion, he's at least one step down from a god. Either way, he is a cosmic power that should not be trifled with. All right, Hera. Hera gives us a chance of a duo. I feel like we're still not gonna get. Are we gonna? Okay, Kiwi, place your bets. Are we gonna get even a single duo this run? That's what I want to know. Are we gonna get even a single duo? Because I'm not feeling confident at the present rate. Anyway, so that's the manager's role in all of this. But that's the story of Nancy. That Nancy is, and basically Nancy's continued existence in the story is a matter of she continues to visit the tea house and sit with Hugo and just kind of silently exist, lamenting. Basically, she is just mourning her daughter nonstop. She is in a clear state of depression. We still have not gotten a duo. Come on now.
See how this goes.
Nope. Okay. I guess we will take Hereditary Bane? Yeah, we'll take Hereditary Bane. That's fine. Proper upbringing is now active. Mutual destruction. Oh, that was our last Earth burden that we needed. Okay, cool. Wow, this thing's tanky. Youch. But it cannot aim behind itself, so we're fine. Alright, and now it's basically dead. I needed to take that a little seriously. We got another Path of Stars, which is exciting. Means we might be able to get our Godsend boon. Yeah, we can. Okay, heck yeah. Think? Yeah. Let's see. So now our Hex is faster and has crit chance, which is very strong. And we can do it one more time. Sounds good to me. Oh, I don't know if that actually matters, considering you could already... Like, your servant is permanent, so unless it dies, it's just gonna already be kind of busted there.
It's over.
It is what it is. It's probably good, I'm not sure. But still no duo, mind you. Still no duo. So where was I? Effectively, that's kind of the long and short of it. So Nancy is constantly, frequently at the tea shop, but she just exists. She's like... One could argue she doesn't really even exist. She is just there, but she is not. She is in a state of depression. She is not feeling. She is just... She's heartbroken. She's hurting. She can't process these feelings because how could you possibly process the notion of you felt a connection as if your deceased daughter still existed, only to suddenly feel her presence disappear? You thought you could hear her voice in the afterlife calling out to you from this tea shop, and now it's gone abruptly and with no reason, but you don't know for sure. She could still be there. This is the closest thing you have to the connection to what was taken from you, what was lost, with no other ways to get it back. So of course she's going to stay there and desperately try to cling to what remains of her daughter as far as she can believe. 12% chance for wound-afflicted foes to take 12% double or triple damage, or plasma. I don't think we care about plasma. Let's take Grievous Blow. Still no duo, Kiwi. This is going to be a duo-less run despite our best efforts. So basically, Alan weaponizes Nancy's hurt. This is why I bring her up. What happens is, like I was saying, one of the things that Wallace learns to do while he is undead, he learns this from Nelson in particular, because Nelson is a very practiced ghost, if you will, for lack of a better description. He is someone who has learned the nuances of how to do silly post-mortem things, let's say, like changing his appearance despite being dead, or interacting. He helps with like tidying up the shop. There it is. I'm like, I can't see the drop. He can help tidy up the shop after closing hours as long as no one's able to see it. That sort of thing. Like he can interact with things. And Wallace does show that he has this potential ability as well, as he has through fits of rage caused things to happen, like lights flickering or light bulbs to shatter. Or are we seriously just never going to see a duo on this run? I swear. Hold on. Okay, we can get her legendary. We can get her Apollo duo. We can get her Hephaestus duo. The only thing we can't get is her duo with Ares, because I guess the attack doesn't matter here. Okay, good to know, I suppose. But wow, I guess... Okay, yeah, we'll take Uncommon Grace because we got her infusion boon going, so there's no reason not to take a free 15% damage up. We'll take that. New what?
The future is a series of fixed points. Not even my master believes this to be true, but I have seen the many possibilities. The only question is, which is our destination?
Probably Typhon's dead body.
You fill my mind with this nonsense. Not even the three fates know entirely what the future holds, for they are always weaving.
Speaking of weaving, I crocheted my first ever cat sweater, Kiwi. I finished that. Oh, I'm so happy. It looks really cute on Toppy. The other cats, it doesn't look like it's fitted too well for them, but it definitely fits Toppy perfectly. I'm very pleased.
Always weaving, yes. I know that you know that they weave no longer now. Yet moment by moment, the future still unfolds. Let us give shape to it ourselves.
Anyway, so as I was saying, oh, whoa, my goodness, that's a lot of damage. Thankfully, we have security system to mean that that damage meant nothing. Now it means something if I get hit. Big if. I think our special might actually be doing the... Yeah, okay, you know what? I was wrong. It is applying the bonus 50 each hit that... What's his face? That Icarus gave us. Okay, so that's kind of busted, actually. I think. It still doesn't feel like it's an incredible damage, but it must do a great job for a combination of Hitch with AoE. Alright, 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Alright, charge up my Omega attack, drop a cast, completely miss, but get some good damage here. Yeah, I would say our special is doing quite a bit of work. And I could avoid taking hits here, but this is fine. Thankfully, these homing missiles sure do quite a bit of damage. And I can effectively use my Omega attack to block damage while also firing my missiles, so it works for me. I have a lot of iframes, actually, now that I think about it, between the Omega special, or the Omega attack, and 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. Whoop, wait, 3. Oh, I got jump scared. 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, this is why I cannot offer commentary while fighting Prometheus in particular, because it just ends poorly for all parties involved. Bird, 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 bird. Oh, hello. I think I just keep spamming Omega Special. Like, look at our DPS. Woof. I think, yeah, you know what? This build performed way better than I expected to. Like, the missiles felt so bad on the first iteration of the coat, but it has come quite a way.
Suffering today brings about a better tomorrow. So be it.
I'm still upset with myself for thinking coat and soak rhymed somehow.
I cannot stop you, yet I fight.
I mean, it's got the OA before the consonant, but it isn't right. I don't... It is not right. Something ain't right about me, Kiwi. My rhyming scheme, my improv skill, my ability to finish a thought about a book that I really liked, that I shared with you. None of it is doing great tonight. All right. You know what? Why don't we take Experimental Hammer for the first time? We'll get a random hammer boon. Or hammer. And it'll last until Typhon's dead, basically. All right, what do we get? Launcher frame. What does that do? Whenever you attack strikes a foe, your special has a 25% chance to fire automatically. I mean, it's not our Omega special, but special is still good. 1 boon of Hermes, sure, we'll take that.
Get here soon enough.
See you later.
See you later. All right, so basically, where do I want to go from here? A lot of filler words to get a thought out, right, Kiwi? The long and short of it is, Alan, not knowing Nancy's history, but seeing Nancy as a potential person who could commune with the afterlife, tries to weaponize her desperation for trying to find this connection with her daughter. And the way he does this is he starts to call out to her, and she can almost hear him. She effectively can hear him. He just starts chanting Nancy, and it gets to a point where there is just only harm being done. And I forget like, it's been a while since I've read this book, so I'm forgetting the exact details of what happened. But basically, they have to, like, really pull Alan away from the situation, and everyone is just appalled and hurt at him trying to weaponize Nancy's desperate pleas for connecting to her daughter in such a way. And we'll go for the Apollo boon here. There's a chance we might see a duo. Haha! Isn't that a funny possibility of a chance, Kiwi? What do you think? Is it gonna happen? I'm starting to give up hope. I'm genuinely starting to give up hope here. Anyway, so he he weaponizes her grief basically, and it feels really gross, especially having the context for why she's grieving in the first place. And then on top of all that,
Be born again.
after that, the food inspector comes, and this food inspector is clearly this very antagonistic force. He's kind of got the gay going on him, going on for Hugo, and because Hugo has not returned his advances, he's very spiteful in assessing like even the most petty details of Hugo's tea shop. And Alan sees him as a lookalike to the person who murdered him. So you are ready for him to go into a fight as a result of this.
Ares and I were just
Finally, man.
We seem to get on best when we're on the same side of a war. So, brother, is this all an elaborate ploy to bring us closer together?
Mind you, this is not the Hera duo boon that I started the run looking for, but whatever. Whatever, man.
I think it's merely that a proper war brings out the best in all of us, even in you, Apollo, and in me. The rigors of conflict forge unbreakable bonds and make for powerful blessings.
Alrighty, what have you guys got? Cutting edge. Your falling blades from Ares drop 1 additional time in succession and deal damage in a larger area. So basically 50% damage up on our cast. Not bad. Would love to see Coffin nails a combo with this for the duo with Hephaestus and Ares, because that would work really well as like a double benefiting synergy. But we'll take what we can get, you know? Anyway, so Alan effectively force chokes the food inspector and is just shy of killing him, and this is when the manager finally shows up. Time freezes. Hugo, May, Nelson, Apollo, Alan even, and the food inspector are all frozen in time. Wallace is the only one who still has any sense of what's going on, because the manager decided he wants to talk to Wallace as well. And the reason for this is because Wallace goes and basically punches Alan and becomes the target of his anger instead. But the manager says, nope, no fighting in my Reaper Ferryman's tea house, whatever, and literally pauses time to put Alan in his place. And where is that place? Beyond the Whispering Door. Before Alan can truly come to terms with his death, he is forced through that door without a chance to like come to terms with his death or understand anything. He is just gone from this world, and that is likely what happened to the other Reaper, I assume. But it is hard to know whether he just returned to humanity, memories wiped, or something like that, or if he was just forced through the Whispering Door, effectively killed before his time, because Reapers are still living people in this story. Either way, the manager just shows up. Wallace, I am giving you an ultimatum. You have 1 week to live. You have lived in this tea shop for far too long, far longer than any other guest aside from Nelson, who has a special circumstances in his relationship to Hugo, and you are distracting Hugo from his job. I find you interesting but inconvenient, therefore you must go.
Olympus, I accept this message.
And once again, oh hey, Sunworshipper, there are all our duos. It only took to the final floor to start getting them. And as a result, once again, our characters are forced to face with a looming death, effectively. Wallace, already dead, now has a terminal, effectively a terminal sentence. At the end of this time, he will be gone forever as far as the characters are concerned. And what they do with those final moments really means a lot. It really culminates in the character development that Wallace has had. He reaches out to his ex-wife through Hugo and tells her that she was loved, that the days he spent with her were meaningful, even if he couldn't show what that meaning meant. He connects further with Hugo. He I forget, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what he did with May, but I was so happy. Like, he helps May come to terms with her really icky situation with her mother. There are like genuine all-around character moments, and it feels so good to see this petty bitch of a whiny Wallace become a truly compassionate, caring person who has gotten more from the lives of others than he ever got in a life centered around himself. And it is just so meaningful to see that character development come to fruition. Hey, okay, we finally got a duo with Hera. Automatically use magic to resist up to 30% of any damage, using 10 magic per damage point, which seems really bad. 10 magic per damage point, so if I took 10 damage, I'm using 100 magic instantly. I don't even have that much max magic, I think, or I barely do. It's kind of weak. It's pretty bad. Oh well, we're still taking it for the prophecy. And honestly, that's about all I could have asked for, so we'll take an Apollo boon now. And it doesn't matter what I take, so we'll take Supernova because it's funny. And then I don't need HP as much as I need armor, so we'll take that, and we are good to go. Let us go punch Typhon in the stupid face. But yeah, there is a lot of payoff for the character development. Forgive me, I have Civ Idle running in the background, and the market's just updated. Oopsie, I'll close out of it next time I'm recording. Hopefully that's not causing the video to lag, because that certainly is a possibility. It looks like it's fine on my OBS, but I don't know for sure, and that would be quite the unfortunate circumstances if it did not. Yeah, we have very solid damage, I will say. And as long as because of the dash only run, I have really learned this guy's patterns pretty well. And I know when to Omega attack because I can predict the chin slam. Oh, well, I may be able to predict the chin slam, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna dodge the like slowly moving AoEs apparently, or any of them. Oh, good to know that you can only take damage from one of the AoEs. You can take the damage, you only take the damage from the AoE once, because I ran back into it very convincingly. All right, we've got some friends to fight for us now. Honestly, Sunworshipper comboed with what is it called? Sunworshipper comboed with. I am totally blanking on it. The Selene boon we've got going. Very silly. Look at the damage we are doing with those things. Honestly, could probably just let my familiars fight for me at this point. Like, look at that. They've done 10k damage already. Wild. Like that's an instant phase. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? Like I said, Sunworshipper and I've already forgotten the name of the boon again. Night Bloom are busted. I'm honestly just gonna let these guys take it away. Tula, go help them. Everyone heck them up. It might just be that the enemies we chose are like the crazy DPS here, but like look at that. Rapid fire 720 damage, and they block the hits from his projectiles. I just stand here and let them DPS. And there we go. Like the freest kill, my goodness.
In the name of Hades.
I became a Pokemon trainer in the last bit of this fight. We're gonna call this the Pokemon trainer build. We send our familiars to fight for us and just watch. Look at them they're dancing and making a little heart. Oh, that's really cute. All right, so we had a really strong build, all things considered, but, and it was centered around our Omega special, but honestly, Tula, and then Night Bloom, and Sunworshipper, and that's all it needs to be. Oh, sorry, friend. Don't worry, the other one will live on in your memory. But yeah, do I have any closing thoughts here on that bit of story? I think, again, just the payoff with Wallace and the interactions between all these characters just meant a lot, I suppose.
Grueling confrontation with the father of monstrosity. The princess of the dead yet stands, whilst the monstrosity does not. But since the hour now grows late, the sleepy princess figures she ought to retire for the night.
Return to Shadow now.
I guess the things I want to say the most about this are...
I did all right that time.
Again, these are the ramblings of someone who can't focus while also playing Hades 2, so bear with me that I can't necessarily create a cohesive thesis. But the thing I want to emphasize most about this story and the stories that I've shared tonight from the book are that this book does such a wonderful job at looking at death and never really glorifying it, but trying to understand it and acknowledge that there are so many feelings, so many different ways to experience death. Untimely death due to illness, murder, just a sudden death from a heart attack, a slow and painful death from some unknown forced illness or sadness or taking one's own life. And it never glorifies any of that. It just tries to find understanding and acknowledge the feelings and look at it from the perspective of everyone experiences death differently, both in life after their loved ones have passed on, as well as those that have experienced death themselves in actual dying. And
shall we go again, Phrynos?
It often...
Perhaps we're dealing with infinite possibilities.
It also emphasizes the fact that no one person is either good or bad. There is more nuance to just a black and white appearance to a character's personality. And...
Don't know how they managed to get Cerberus to sit still long enough for this.
It almost draws parallels to Death Parade a little bit, how you can... You should not judge a person by a single moment in their life or a single bad interaction or necessarily a single good interaction. There are many bits and pieces that make us who we are, and no one is so black and white to say they are only bad. Even Alan, despite all his aggression, his trouble, there's a point of at least understanding why he is this way. And there were little bits of moments where characters were making minor breakthroughs, getting through to him, getting him to show a little bit more interest in what's going on. It's just that unlike Wallace, who got given that kindness and used it to benefit himself and grow as a person, even if it is after his death, Alan chose to use that kindness as a weapon and turn it against others. And it's such an interesting story to see those differences. And again, these characters act as foils to Wallace, and each in a different way, but all with this constant emphasis towards Wallace's growth and understanding both himself and those around him. And that's enough literary analysis for one episode, or I'm going to be here rambling for another half hour. So let's say goodnight to the town and call it an episode. In the next one, I'm going to be talking about Guardians of Ozma a little bit more, I think.
Now kneel before me, O horned king, and know your place, lest I reduce you and that flowing mane of yours to dust and scatter it to the four winds.
All I can say is I can hold a much more coherent thought when I am one, on a cup of coffee, because caffeine seems to make me incredibly eloquent when I want it to be, and two, when I am not playing a game and I can just talk and not have to like say, oh, I have to dodge this, or oh, I have to pick this choice. Anyway, take it away, Gremlin Queen.
Yes, that was truly excellent, Dora. Although, Horned King? That made it sound as though I was important in some way, when I think you were going for sheer dominance.
Yeah, that's a good note. Just kind of popped into my head, you know? The antlers. They are striking. They real?
Oh my gosh, I love Dora. She has no boundaries.
Don't you touch them.
Touch them.
I'm gonna.
Do it. Do it.
Don't.
Touch them.
I'm gonna.
Do it.
Please.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I love my Chaos Gremlins, and Dora is just adjacent to a Chaos Gremlin.
Cull those monsters. How fares the ever-sinking fleet of ships within the Rift of Thessaly? 'Tis a wonder Kronos gathered as many followers as he has, using such shoddily built craft.
I punched holes in it more.
The fleet shows no real sign of slowing down. Fortunately, the same sorcery that seems to be holding those ships together lets me transfer quickly from one to the next. Are all surface ships so odd-looking?
I certainly think not. These are merely emblematic of the Titan's false promises of a new age. They assault not just Olympus, but our sensibilities as well.
You guys are some harsh critics.
We'll fight them off.
Now I'm curious to know, what do the underworld boats look like, because there's an implication that underworld boats have a normal look to these folk, and I don't necessarily know what that means.
Shouldn't be too long.
All right, Nem, you don't look like you have anything new to say
You
again.
were topside for a while there, huh?
I punched your sister. You're welcome.
Over here.
That feels like something you shouldn't tell someone and then expect them to be thankful for, and yet I know Nem would be very thankful for us punching her sister. Or maybe she'd just be a little bit spiteful about the fact that she didn't get to do it herself. Hard to say, but certainly given the way her character has been written, I think it's the latter more than the former. Unfortunately for Eris and for Mel, I think. All right, we're just gonna plant one of every seed because why the heck not?
Live and thrive.
Olives and garlic, I think, take forever to grow, man.
Our shades report good things about your animal familiars, you know. Not all such creatures get on well with spirits of the dead, so here's a little token of appreciation.
Animal crackers? Animal crackers?
Witch's delight.
Yes.
Cooked to perfection. Headmistress must have made this batch herself. Does she know you're giving this to me?
Just take the blasted gifts, goddess. The shades insist.
Why were you given the animal crackers, though, Odysseus? What do you have to gain from them? Do you have some? Do you have witchy familiars? Are you secretly a witch? Where's your hat? You need a hat. I have a hat somewhere, probably. Could you imagine if there was like a mod? I bet someone could make a mod. I want someone to make a mod where Mel can wear Hecate's hat for the entire run for no reason other than cosmetics, but I want it. I want that mod now. All right, let's see. Observance of Gaia's secrets. Gain 35% chance to find one more seed for whatever you gather from soil plots whenever you harvest. Like most other living things, plants and funguses have a desire to persist above all else. Works for me.
Blood and darkness. Let my will be done.
Oh yes, we think this will be fun. See, I can make a rhyme. I just have to not be myself when I make it. All right, let's see. Ooh, we can make whatever this is called again. Moon dust. think what I need is Shadow and I need Flux, so we can finally get our 3rd coat. But ranking up our little familiar friends doesn't sound like a bad offer either, honestly. Let's see, what do I need for Nectar of Godly Savior? We need a lot of garlic. I guess I should have been growing garlic. Oh well, I'll forget me not that so I don't forget me again. Bone Star Arcane Wisdom we can get now, so I'll go ahead and buy all that Fate Fabric. Whoop, 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 whoop. Broca, if you don't mind. 10 of your finest fabrics. Thank you very much, Broca. Oh, apparently we have a bunch of things. Remove immunity from Kronos to time-altering effects such as Hex or Face... Oh, there's a typo there. Such as Hex of Face... Oh, okay. Such as the Hex of Phase Shift. Never mind. I'll save that for later. I want Bones of Arcane Wisdom. Go. Should have read the description there. Oops.
May dust of ancient bone infuse the soul.
'Tis done.
I do think I can read it in post, though. Let me see. Just scroll down here. Where is it? Somewhere around these parts, perhaps? Oh, gosh. There are a lot of things we haven't unlocked. Probably towards the bottom. There it is. Whenever you claim bones, gain +5 max magic. Bones often are the sole remaining trace of a thing, of where its spirit used to be. Alrighty, cool. Alright, let's go say goodnight to Skelly and call it an episode, Kiwi. I hope you've enjoyed watching tonight. I had a very fun run, and I became a Pokemon trainer. We'll have to do that build again sometime. It's such a silly build. Hello, Golly. Alright, let's take Golly for our next run, because Golly deserves to have some best friendship for us. Let's see. And why don't we go for an aspect of Eos run? We haven't run one of those in a while.
Show me your true strength.
And Eos, please. There we go. My brain can't, because of how Hades 1 works, I refuse to accept that I have to touch the weapon to equip it. I have to touch the center pool to upgrade it. My brain refuses to acknowledge that. We'll do a Fate Swim run, but I'll set up for that next episode. Kiwi, with all that said, Skelly.
The Umbral Flames, young one. You're the spitting image of the big lady herself with those in hand. May they ever light your way and light up anybody you don't like.
Big lady, big hat, and abs that would rival Moros. That's Hecate, all right.
I'll fight like Headmistress herself.
Yeah, you better. All right, Kiwi, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you are sleeping, I hope you are sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades 2. Sleep well, my dear.